Onto affordable housing concerns, the government is scaling up its affordable housing programs with a projection that half of the country's population will be living in towns by 2050. President William Ruto says with such numbers migrating to towns and cities, the country has no luxury of time but to plan for decent housing for the millions who will require shelter. The president dismissed his critics who have faulted the housing levy, saying he will not allow 2027 politics to derail the affordable housing agenda.
At the second edition of the Kenya Urban Forum in Naivasha, a meeting convened to discuss Kenya's urban transformation future officiated by President William Ruto. The president revealing the reality of what the future holds for Kenya's bulging population that is slowly favoring urban life.
We have no choice about that future being urban, but we have a choice on what type of urban future we are going to have. Are people going to live in informal settlements? Are they going to live in slums? Or they are going to live in planned, dignified shelter that has dignity?
And this will also ensure accurate census reporting for future planning, especially as we project that half of Kenya's population is likely to be in urban areas by 2050. That is how the data is looking at. As urban growth, and that means over maybe 30 million Kenyans will be in the urban areas.
The head of state says the country cannot afford to ignore the statistics through inaction. To deal with the prevailing situation, Ruto says his administration is keen to push through the affordable housing agenda.
Many people ask me, who told you that Kenyans need houses? Why are you pushing this agenda of housing? You know, maybe you are pushing it for other reasons. But I have a simple answer. The answers, the statistics answer them. Kenya is urbanizing, the highest rate, some of the highest rates in the world. We will have 30, 40 million people living in urban centers. If we don't plan about it, we will be living in squalor, as many of our citizens are doing.
Having severally come under criticism from the opposition over the housing levy, President Ruto says he's unmoved, with his eyes on his legacy.
I will not allow anybody to define me in terms of time and terms and elections. No. This project is not about how many terms you serve or which elections come this way or that way. I want leadership in Kenya to be defined by how much impact we are making.
We must build coalitions that bridge the public, private, civic, and community sectors. And above all, Your Excellency, we must lead with courage, as you often do. The courage to plan beyond political cycles, to act beyond institutional mandates, and to dream beyond the limits of the present.
He promised transparency in the delivery of the project, warning against mismanagement of the housing levy.
No public resources will be lost in this program. We will make it efficient. It is my commitment to make sure that this program will be above board. We will share as much information as possible. In fact, the construction costs are open.
The 3 days meeting will conclude on Thursday. John Jacob Curia, Prime Edition.